we can learn a great deal from the attitude of the Pharisees in today's gospel, a very valuable lesson for our spiritual lives. And the lesson is, if we concentrate too much on the secondary things, we may miss what is essential. And that is the problem with the Pharisees. They were right before Jesus, God and Son of God, and they missed him. They missed his warmth. They missed his love. Why? They were so wrapped up in the non-essential secondary things of their faith that they missed the very author of their faith, the one who gave them the faith, the one who is the Word, God and Son of God. We see that strongly in today's gospel, their emphasis on secondary things, keeping them away from the essentials. The lesson is taught to us as the disciples and Jesus are walking through a grain field. The disciples, hungry from working all day for the Lord, are taking heads of grain, placing them in their hand, and then grinding them up a little and grinding them further in their mouths. Well, the Pharisees jump on this immediately, waiting for an excuse to condemn them. And they condemn them for violating the laws of the Sabbath. You see, the Sabbath, at least in the biblical sense, would say that one is not meant to actually harvest or mill things. But they're not breaking that law because the biblical law never imagined a person simply taking a little bit in their hand and eating it would be the equivalent of harvesting, taking it, and then milling, crushing it. But the rabbinical law was different. It did forbid that. And so the Pharisees are following this meticulous rabbinical law which says you can't even do this on a Sunday because plucking is harvesting, chewing is milling. So caught up are they with secondary things. Well, Jesus reminds them that King David was able, at the time of Abiathar, when he was high priest, to go into the temple and ask for him and his men to receive the bread of the presence, which is 12 loaves placed before the Lord to represent the 12 tribes of Israel, loaves of bread which were frequently replaced, to have that bread to feed his hungry army who were in service to the king. And Abiathar acquiesces and gives him it. The lesson Jesus is teaching the Pharisees is that man was not made for the Sabbath, but that the Sabbath was made for man. And there's really the key. The Pharisees had got it the other way around, thinking that man was made to serve the law, rather than that the law is meant to serve man. And there's a key. I think we can learn a valuable lesson about this because sometimes we're concentrating so much in the faith on secondary things and vaulting them to a level of importance which isn't true. And then if people don't fulfill these ideas that we have, if they don't live up to our expectations, which are not essentials of the faith, we can become harsh judges. And so if we spend our time judging other people by how they receive communion, how they kneel, how they pray, how they do things, when will we ever find time to love them? The essentials of the faith are made clear by Jesus. To love the Lord our God with all of our heart, all of our mind, all of our strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. If we are faithful to God and faithful to the love that he has given us, and we live our lives for him, that is the important thing, to offer ourselves to him generously. The secondary things are not as important. It's the ice cream that's most important, not the sprinkles. And I think that's basically the lesson the Pharisees teach us today, to not concentrate so much on secondary things that we lose the essentials, that we look at so many small things that we lose out on the great love of God. As Pope Francis has said, if we spend all of our time judging, when will we find time to love? And love is the fulfillment of the law. May God bless you.